Fatima, what do you think you're doing?
What's up?
You fell asleep on the job.
No, I didn't.
Look, you fall asleep one more time and you're out on your ass, okay?
But I didn't fall asleep. Just drive too quick. Caught me off guard.
Okay, guys, can we get him the hell out of here?
Kids in the Hall lovers, you're going to love this one. Dave Foley is here in Winnipeg. Dave, welcome to Winnipeg.
Why, thank you very much. I'm pleased to be here, yeah.
Yeah, so comedy, stand-up. Is it a hard grind to come back to doing this, or is there a difference from everything that you've done?
Well, it's kind of, it's odd because I started out doing stand-up when I was a teenager, and I haven't done it for 30 years. And so then it was sort of kind of, I think I was out with Tom Green one night, and he was doing stand-up and was talking about it, and he kept suggesting it, and I put it in my head. And so a few months later, I started trying to write some material and going around L.A. doing bits here and there.
Now, it's important to understand where the increase began so that you can understand the importance of long-term blah, 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 blah.
Look at these smiling faces. They just don't have a clue. Look at them. Don't they know that I don't know what I'm talking about? How long is it before I'm finally found out? When is someone going to expose me for the fraud that I am?
Blah, 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 blah.
This is it. This is the moment I've been waiting for. He's going to expose me. The jig is up.
Ed, aren't you worried about last month's unexpected drop in sales?
You know, that's a very good question, Tom. By blah, 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 blah,
I
blah,
wouldn't
blah,
know a
blah,
good
blah,
question if it was stuffed down my throat and pulled out my ass.
And it's nice because it's a very portable way to be funny. You just really just show up and go on stage and tell jokes, and it's much less cumbersome than doing sketch.
The difficult thing about being a mass murderer isn't the murdering part, it's the mass part. It's the pace you've got to keep up, the sheer volume of murdering.
Okay, so material-wise, what do you have?
Material-wise, well, I can't do it now. I need it for the stage. It's I would say it's in style and content is sort of in keeping with the Kids in the Hall tradition. Mm-hmm. It's which means it will probably offend some people. Hopefully not too many people. Hopefully people come expecting, me to say horrible things. And so it's filthy and somewhat offensive and sacrilegious and some of it's just silly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? After all those years, I mean, you have so much experience. I mean, even doing news radio, that was a whole show in a different time in your life too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, but another great ensemble, another great group of people to work with. So that was nice. It was a great transition from Kids in the Hall to that.
Okay. And life in LA now, what is that like?
In LA right now, it's right now I live in downtown LA, which is a little bit more like Toronto in some ways, because it's you can actually walk around and get everything you need, and I don't until I have to go somewhere else in LA, I don't have to get in my car, which is nice.
Yeah.
So I sort of spend a lot of time just wandering around downtown, walking my dog and hanging out with all the other downtown friends.
All the beautiful people.
Yeah.
Kids in the Hall now. We've got Kevin living here now.
He fell in love with a Winnipeg girl. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's some good things about Winnipeg.
Yeah.
A Kids in the Hall reunion possible.
It is possible. I know. Well, I think we're at that point where everyone in the group is sort of getting itchy for one. And there's emails traveling back and forth between everybody now going, yeah, would you want to do something? And everyone's sort of going, yeah, we should do something. Probably, well, Kevin's here, as you said, and Mark McKinney's in town this week. Mm-hmm. So I think the three of us will probably get together and talk about things that we want to do.
And that's neat. Do you just pick up where you last left off, or?
We do, mostly in a good way these days. Mostly we don't pick up the fights anymore, which is nice, because we're really just too old for that. Occasionally we'll still have a stupid fight, but not that often anymore.
Well, and we were wondering, could you still be called Kids in the Hall?
Legally, yes. Descriptively, no. Not at all. It's completely, no longer in any way descriptive of who we are. But legally, we still own the name, so yeah.
Yeah. And you'd mentioned that Kevin is going to come and watch your show tonight. So knowing that you have your alma mater out there, does that make you nervous, or do you try harder, or do you poke fun at them?
No, not really. I mean, I would hate to bomb in front of Kevin.
Yeah.
That would be embarrassing. I don't think that'll happen. You know, and I've performed stand-up with Kevin before. I actually opened for him and Scott Thompson in L.A. when they were doing their two-man tour, and actually opened for them in Chicago. I was in Chicago the same time they were, but I had a night off when they were doing a show, so I went out and opened for them then.
Aww.
So we've been around each other in the stand-up sphere.
Okay, so highlights for you as a kid in the hall.
Highlights as a kid in the hall? Geez, what would be a highlight? Well, every time we weren't canceled, that was always good. And I think I remember the going out on the last tour in '94, I guess, when we finished the last season. We went on a North American tour, and just sort of announced that we were closing the show down, and that was just a really fun tour, and it was like getting a chance to get out there and sort of temporarily say goodbye to the audience, which was really nice.
That's nice. And I was wondering now, because I mean, TV, actor, director, writer, comedian, stand-up comedy. Do you love it all, or is there one?
Well, I think they're all just aspects of the same thing. I mean, I think of myself as a comic. So whether it's doing stand-up or sketches or, or acting in TV or film, to me, it's all just the same gig. It's all just trying to go out and get laughs. So I like them all.
Mm-hmm. And that's tough. Being a comedian is tough, I think.
It is. Fortunately, I'm good at it. Then it'd be a lot harder if I wasn't funny. That would be really terrible. So that's my recommendation to the young people. If you're going to go into comedy, try to actually be funny.
Okay.
All right.
Words of wisdom.
Just because it makes it easier.
Yeah. It's Dave Foley, Kids in the Hall, comedian now here at Rumors. Thanks so much, Dave.
Well, thanks for coming by.
And we're looking forward to the reunion of Kids in the Hall.
Me too.
Dr. Davis, telephone, please. Dr. Davis, telephone, please.
Want to know something? I'm a bad doctor. I'm not boasting. I mean, who would? Just stating a fact. I've never really gotten the hang of the whole healing the sick thing.